how did we do the short? We didn't even get to draw. Oh, right. Thank you. I think that's right. I think that's right.
I always have it. listen, because I never used this. I did this.
So you think I should hold it like this then?
Well, you could jack this up.
It doesn't matter. I still have to be able to reach.
Then what you do is you lower this and you angle it like that in your mouth. Listen.
Just be quiet.
Just stop. Sounded fine. Nobody was look at this.
Love it.
It's a little big.
That's great.
Not the shoulder. Hey. Hey, you have 9, 11. Actually, I'm starting at 9. I don't know why you guys have him on the end. You're lucky you get to sit up here. Thanks for having me.
It's exciting. You do a nice job. You always have a heartfelt message.
We'll bring back some memories for you. I won't say what college.
I'm close.
I know you're close.
Close.
And I won't remind Mike that he was my 6th grade semester.
Almost can't see.
He wasn't yet teaching when I was in college. Mr. Allen.
I get to say that one thing I really remember from this is that dignity and
That sounds about like
what broke my biggest bet, right?
when you did learn something.
I did learn something.
And that's the
Absolutely.
key. I always think like
We've never done
some
that.
ways, you know, it's just teaching kids to love learn.
Yes.
Helmick,
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Taylor James.
Yes.
Nathan J. Nadler.
Nadler.
Julia San Martino.
Got it.
Jessica Lee Ann Spore.
There it is.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sir.
And they're in order.
Thank you.
Just a reminder, the flag is to our right. That. You know what they say? Well, that's all I got. Last night. You're paying half the wedding too, by the way.
Good evening. Good evening. Before we begin, I'd like to make a few announcements. Tonight's 98th commencement ceremony is being live streamed on YouTube and can be found by searching Howland Broadcast. It will also be recorded and will be available for purchase for $20. The ordering instructions were issued this morning during practice and are available in the lobby. Graduation from high school is a milestone in the lives of our students and their families. The dignity of the occasion can best be observed by refraining from whistling or applauding for any one student. Disruptive whistling and applause can prevent parents, relatives, and friends from hearing the name of their graduate as it is announced. Your congratulations can best be shown by your applause for the total group after the last diploma has been awarded. We have secured the services of Memory Lane Photography to photograph each graduate as they receive their diploma. Ordering instructions have already been given to each graduate. Please keep all of the aisles open so the events that have been planned for the students will move along smoothly. You're asked to remain in your seats during the processional. Please allow the graduates to enter and leave the hall without any interference. Finally, we request that you turn off or place on silent all cell phones and other electronic devices. Thank you in advance for your cooperation. Please stay seated and welcome the class of 2018 as they enter the music hall led by our faculty. please join the class of 2018 in a moment of silence as they reflect back on their years of study leading to this special occasion. Thank you. Please stand for the playing of our national anthem. Please be seated as we welcome to the podium Gabby Hartzell, Senior Class President.
It is truly my honor to welcome you all here today to celebrate the graduation of Howland High School's class of 2018. Today represents the ending of our days at Howland and the beginning of the many journeys that lie ahead. Before we celebrate our accomplishments, we must first give thanks to the individuals who helped us get to this moment today. Many people have heard the saying, "It takes a village to raise a child," so let us now give thanks to our village. First, let us say thank you to the Howland School Board members. Please stand as I call your name. Board President, Dr. Ken Jones. Vice President, Mrs. Susan Bercoli. Members, Mrs. Barbara Wright, Mr. Scott Lehman, Mrs. Julie Altiwill, Superintendent, Mr. Kevin Spiker, Treasurer, Mrs. Rhonda Amorganus, Supervisor of Curriculum and Instruction, Mrs. Erin Pierce, and Activities Director, Ms. Andrea Faranack. To the principals who have seen us grow through our years at Howland Local Schools, please stand as I call your name. Principal of Springs Elementary, Mr. Joe Simcoe. Principal of Glen Elementary, Mr. Carl Clark. Principal of HC Mines, Mrs. Jennifer Stevenson. Principal of North Road Intermediate and Howland Middle School Principal, Mr. Steve Kovach. And Assistant Middle School Principal, Mr. James Kosick. To our high school administrators, Head Principal, Mrs. Sandra Williams, and Assistant Principal, Mr. Michael Polifrone, we thank you. Mrs. Williams, ever since you arrived sophomore year, we have endured and benefited from many changes. Thank you for putting up with everything we threw your way. Thank you for letting us decorate the parking lot for the first time, even though I do not think it helped with the death traps called potholes. You really are the best for letting us come in late and leave early too. Polifrone, thanks, I guess, for always yelling in the halls, even at 7:30, when really no one wanted to hear that loud voice of yours. You both have impacted our lives in such positive ways, so we thank you again. Next, to all of our teachers who have taught us so much about our lives, minds, and each other. No matter how many days we came to school lazy, tired, and with our teenage attitudes, they have never given up and have pushed us to our limits. Our teachers did not only want to teach us about specific subjects and prepare us for our futures, but they have also shaped us into who we are today. Many of our teachers have given us some very interesting experiences. From Mr. Lee losing his pet snake and then finding her weeks later on the roof of the school, to Mr. Lendak letting all of us know that Chris Rubino could really only get into clown college, to the wonderful Mrs. Dewberry in her daily rampages, to Paul Thompson. I have to specify because we have 3 Mr. Thompsons, playing music during class, always keeping me distracted. Of course, we cannot forget about Mr. O'Neill walking through the halls saying, "Go Tigers," every game day. Now, Mr. Tricomie, you know I could not forget you being so very happy each and every day. Of course, it is a very happy Wednesday. Finally, let us come back to Mr. Lee for a second, as we commend him for being the reigning champion of the school for leg wrestling. Teachers, please stand as a group as we show our overflowing gratitude for all you have done for us. Now, what about the individuals that do not always get the appreciation they deserve? Let us give a huge thank you to all of our coaches, advisors, and mentors for the countless hours spent with us outside of the school day. To the cafeteria staff, building maintenance crew, and custodians for all of your hard work. Thank you, Officer Boker, and all other first responders for providing us with safe and working facilities to come to school each day. Please join me in showing our gratitude towards these individuals. Now, let our last bit of thank yous go to people very close to us. With the class of 2018, please stand and turn towards your parents, guardians, and loved ones. For many of us, words cannot be found to describe how thankful we are for them. They have provided us with the resources, motivation, and love to fuel us through these past 13 years. Please give another round of applause for their unconditional support. So now that we have thanked the many people of our village, let's take some time to reminisce on these past 13 years. It was not long ago that we were these little 4-foot-tall kindergartners waiting to get on the bus for the very first time. Our family at the end of the driveway taking pictures of our first day of school. Little did we know, that day was the start of a 13-year journey. Through kindergarten, we learned some of the most basic academic skills and only had to go to school for half a day. Man, those were the days. Next came first, second, and third grade. In these years, you probably made some of your closest friendships that still hold true today. You most likely even had your very first crush, even though boys and girls still definitely had cooties. After all this came intermediate school. Here, we got the choice to join either band or choir. And those concerts were bad because honestly, what 5th grader knows how to properly sing or play an instrument? After these 3 years came the big old middle school, the dreaded awkward years of our lives. Many of us had braces, acne, and were just plain weird. All the guys competed for who had the best shoe game, and the girls were struggling to figure out how to actually straighten their hair. Through these years, we really started to mature, but don't get me wrong, we were still very annoying. Once we got to 8th grade, we were the rulers of the school, walking around like we owned the place. From the eventful DC trip to the last day of school golf dome field trip, we had a very fun end to middle school. The ending of middle school then led us to the halls of HHS. If there is one thing that you think of when thinking of high school, it might be state testing. Even though we were the first class to have to suffer through the park, air, and ACT, we still had our share of fun times. For example, school dances, 4 homecomings, 2 proms, and our very own private concert from Prada Child. Next, the excitement of Friday Night Lights. Whether you were on the field, in the bandshell, or losing your voice in this student section, football season gave us 10 weeks of entertainment. Next, all of the clubs we joined to find our place in the school, figuring out what interests we really had, whether it was the science club, drama club, hiking club, or everything in between. We all joined these clubs to make friends and explore interests. But there was always an underlying motive, building our resume. I think we can all agree, no matter the reason, it is because of our determination that we are right here, right now, at the best part of all, graduating. So finally, look around. These are the people you've spent almost the last 13 years of your life with. They have seen the best and maybe worse sides of you, but no matter what happened, they were still your classmates. You still walked past them every day in the halls. You sat by them in classrooms and ate lunch with them. And now, today, all of what we have so closely known for the past 13 years will change. We will all walk across this stage and receive our diplomas for all of our hard work throughout the years. We will turn our tassels, and some of us may cry, but there will be tons of smiles, laughter, and celebration. But once we step out of this building, we are no longer high school students, but high school alumni. We are now students of many different colleges, branches of the military, members of trades, and employees of businesses. We all knew this day would come, the day where we all go our separate ways, the day all of our lives would change. But the one thing that will never change is the fact that we did this. We are graduating today, and we are the class of 2018. Thank you.
At this time, it brings me great pleasure to introduce our guest speaker, Matt Van Such. Matt is an attorney, a Howland Township trustee, and a member of Howland High School's class of 1998. Let's give a nice warm welcome to Matthew Van Such.
Superintendent Spiker, Board of Education members, parents, guardians, friends, and family, and the class of 2018. What an honor to return and speak on behalf of the class of 1998. To you, welcome to the ranks of the alum of dear old Howland School. Each of you has a story about how you arrived here tonight. For some, it may seem like a breeze, and tonight just may be the first of many stepping stones that you envision for your life. For most of you, I suspect, you have overcome obstacles, none known or unknown to others, that make this an especially important milestone for you. In either event, tonight is a reason to celebrate you. But as you do, and as you already have, please take a moment to remember and thank those that helped get you here and who have laid the foundation for wherever you want to go. That is part of the message that I hope you will take home with you. I was asked to reflect on my time at Howland High School and what it taught me. This opportunity gave me the chance to remember those teachers and experiences that, upon reflection, have left lessons that I'd like to share with you and that I suspect you too will realize when, in 20 years, you look back. Melanie Lowe, Maxine Hauk, and our English teachers helped us understand, analyze, and appreciate the power of the written word. No matter what you choose to do, the words you use matter, whether on paper, Facebook, or on Twitter. They can inspire or they can hurt. And Tom Williams and our speech coaches gave us speechies the ability to put these words together, stand up, and make a cogent argument or speech in front of our bosses or coworkers, a judge or a jury, at a school board meeting or a township trustee meeting, or even at a graduation ceremony. Craig Andrews and our science teachers open our minds to how the world and our universe work. With that, who knows what one of you may help to invent or discover. Believe it or not, we had no idea in 1998 that you would be able to broadcast to the world what I'm saying right now, or write your own speech with a computer that you're probably holding in your hands right now. Gary Lendeck and our social studies teachers provide what I believe may be our most important lesson, how we as humans and Americans interact with the world and each other, perhaps learning from the conflicts and mistakes that have preceded us. As Lin-Manuel Miranda writes, history is happening, how lucky we are to be alive right now. And from Jim Jackson, Tom Caldrone, and our music teachers, love music and the arts. The world would be a quiet or dull place without them. So to conclude, I'd like to leave you with two lessons I've learned myself. First, there's so much negativity in the world because it's easy to be a critic. Identifying the problem is usually the easy part. But being part of or helping to find a solution, that's the harder part. But that's also what will separate you from the rest of the pack and where you will be able to make a difference. Second, one significant difference in these 20 years has been the amount of community service that you and a few of the classes before you have been doing. Continue to remember those and your community. Living on John Dunn's Island is very lonely. Wherever you go, raise your hand and strive to make a difference in the lives of others and your community, no matter how small you think it is. For when we act more for others than for ourselves, we truly benefit. And when you skim through your yearbooks, and this pains me as a former yearbook editor to say, know that the scroll only captures a single moment in time. It does not define who you will be in 5, 10, or 20 years. That is only determined by you. So as you leave here this evening, go and become you, the you that you want to be, no matter what that is. and don't let anyone else define you. You do that for yourself, and be proud of it. Thank you, and congratulations.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all of people living for today. There's no country. This isn't hard to do. Having to kill or die for, and no religion too. But imagine all of the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one.
I have been honored to speak as the representative of the Howland School Board on a couple of occasions. And in preparation, I always find myself Googling great graduation speeches, but they never seem to match. So instead, I try to think of something that I've learned from the schools in the last year that has affected my life. Shortly, each one of you will have your name called. You'll come up here and accept your diploma. Each of you has taken a different path and have had different successes and failures. Sitting before us is our future. I see military officers, nurses, mechanics, skilled trades, teachers, doctors, engineers, hairstylists, and laborers that drive our community. Diversity is strong in Howland schools. However, each of you tonight is getting a title that you can carry. Howland Class of 2018. No one else can carry that title. You are Howland proud. You are Howland strong. You are all one. See, that's what I've learned this year. A simple phrase started by some booster parents has come to mean so much more. With the advent of social media, society is becoming polarized. Diversity used to be a great thing. Now, diversity is an instrument that people use to drive us apart. Everyone has different ideals and beliefs. A strong community finds commonality through diversity. No two people in your class are the same, not even the twins or the triplets. It might be a little cliche, but you sit here before your friends and family as all one. The challenge I put forward to all of you is to keep this mindset of finding commonality in all aspects of your life, whether dealing with family, a job, education, or simple communication. We all have something that can draw us together. Working on commonality creates a strong leader, a strong workforce, and a strong business. Everybody wants to succeed and get promoted, but that doesn't mean you beat others. Effective leaders elevate those around you. The better they look, the better you look. Our society needs your help. You only have to watch television for a couple minutes or read Facebook or Twitter to see the challenges. People think it's normal to throw daggers instead of having meaningful conversation. Our society has seemed to have misplaced the respect of differing viewpoints. We need your generation to embrace the all-one mentality and make our future strong. Always remember, you are Howland proud, you are Howland strong, you are all one. On behalf of the Howland School Board of Education, congratulations to the Howland High School graduating class of 2018. We are all very proud of you.
To our soon-to-be graduates, we can't tell you how proud we are on behalf of the school board, all the staff, school leaders. I want to be able to offer just a few words from a hypothetical speech that was in Chicago in the Tribune by a columnist named Mary Smith, published in June 1997. It contained information about the aspects of life and how to be happier and avoid common obstacles. So the ending result was a song that many of us might even remember that was released in 1999 by Baz Luhrmann, Everybody's Free to Wear Sunscreen. And some of us may remember that, I do, as being an 86 graduate of Howland schools. We understand that there are certain things that we can prove. Wearing sunscreen is one of them. It's scientifically proven. Just ask those who didn't wear sunscreen, like myself and others who may be visiting the dermatologist. As important as wearing sunscreen is, this journalist wanted to convey the monumental task of enjoying your youth as graciously as you can and as you grow old. Before you know it, you will be at your 10-year class reunion, sharing your successes with your former classmates. Your 20-year might include sharing photos with your family and vacations and your 30 year, you might find yourself discussing your cholesterol levels while comparing your aches and pains. Trust me, time is fleeting. Along with the passing of each of these decades comes continued learning. Learning not to preoccupy your time about worry and doubting yourselves. It's as effective as standing on one foot while taking the ACT. Most troubling things seldom ever happen, so I don't want you to worry about it. Don't waste your time being jealous. Sometimes you're ahead, sometimes you're behind. So what? It's all relative, and in the end, there is no single measure of your success. The importance of the words that are out there and understanding the choices that you make in your life. They are all by half chance. Remember that so are everyone else's. We are all in the same playing field. Don't be reckless with other people's hearts, and don't allow them to be reckless with yours. Kindness is systemically universal. It's something that we all can give. Don't feel guilty if you don't know what you want to do right now with your life. I know many great people who had no idea at your age and still didn't even at 30 years old. Don't let your occupational title or income define who you are. I have found more often than not that happy people are also the most honest, humble, and noble, and who do not equate happiness or success with income. Make your teachers proud and keep them informed about your endeavors. Make your parents and guardians proud and persevere in everything you choose to endeavor. Understand that friends come and go, but importantly, bridge the gaps in the lifestyles and the differences that pass, and make sure that you pass this on to our youth. Accept certain truths. You too will get old someday. It's a long time away, and I remember sitting in those very seats thinking to myself, it is a long time away. It's been 32 years now, and it went incredibly fast. Make sure that you understand the importance of respecting yourself and others and your elders, and pass that along as well. Be careful not to fall for or speak untruths, but always be willing to take advice from others who care about you and know what is better. Learn the importance of the phrases, I made a mistake, I apologize, you are right, and importantly, we and team. I learned these with my wife and kids every day. These words can benefit you more than you might ever imagine in the life ahead of you and all the years you have to come. I wish each and every one of you the best and success in the class of 2018. With the honor and distinction to be able to start off with these awards that we're going to be giving. And the very first award is for our salutatorian for the class of 2018, Nathan Samuel Hudson. And now for our valedictorians in the class of 2018, Rachel Renee Helmick. Jordan Taylor James. Nathan J. Nadler. Julia Sammartino. And Jessica Leanne Spoor. Please give our salutatorians and valedictorians another round of applause. Thank you.
Good evening. First off, let me give my warmest congratulations to the class of 2018 and your families. This class is an academically gifted group of students. The many scholarships and amount awarded to this class just shows how driven they are to obtain assurances for their educational future. With this said, this class also resembles a few stanzas in the poem The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Some of you have decided to enlist and proudly serve our country. Some have chosen to pursue the trades. In fact, several students sitting amongst you are already licensed in the fields of cosmetology, welding, and the public services. Others will choose to be gainfully employed. Today, you can proudly take your place among the decades of graduates who have walked this stage before you. Take a moment. Feel how great that is. To Mr. Spiker, Superintendent of Howland Schools, Dr. Jones, the school board president, and members of the board. They have met the requirements for graduation set forth by the state of Ohio and the Howland Board of Education. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to present to you the class of 2018.
Gabrielle Elise Hartzell, Class President, Tri Alpha, and Scholar Student. Brian Michael Ringgold, Class Vice President. Rachel Renee Helmick, valedictorian with a perfect 4.0 grade point average and Scholar Student. Jordan Taylor James, valedictorian with a perfect 4.0 grade point average and Scholar Student. Nathan Heimish Nadler, valedictorian with a perfect 4.0 grade point average and Scholar Student. Julia Marie Sammartino, valedictorian with a perfect 4.0 grade point average and Scholar Student. Jessica Leanne Spoor, valedictorian with a perfect 4.0 grade point average and Scholar Student. Nathan Samuel Hudson, salutatorian and Scholar Student. Dustin Matthew Merriman, Tiana Nicole Anthony, Tri Alpha and Scholar Student. Moira Pauline Armstrong, Tri Alpha and Scholar Student. Emily K. Bailey, Honor Student. Clayton R. Barnes. Dylan H. Beesom. Caitlin Marie Bebb, Tri Alpha with perfect 4.0 grade point average and scholar student. Brianna N. Bell, honor student. Noah Stephen Bell, Tri Alpha student. Carson Mackenzie Burke, Tri Alpha student. Savannah Devin Burke, Tri Alpha student. Zoe Rubin Burke, honor student. Heidi Ann Blakely Clutter. Michaela Rose Blessing. Zachary Devin Blythe, honor student. Summer J. Bowser. Ethan Patrick Brill, Tri Alpha and Scholar student. Nolan David Brill, Tri Alpha and Scholar student. Jack C. Brogan. Cameron Marie Buckley, Tri Alpha student. Kendall Lynn Buckley, Tri Alpha and Scholar student. Mason Alexander Bullers. Sierra Elizabeth Kane. Dylan Joseph Campbell. Ethan N. Cano. Haley E. Carbone. Robert R. Carr III. Kayla Marie Cavanis. Caitlin Elizabeth Chambers, Tri Alpha student. Joseph Lawrence Chapman, honor student. Daniel Joseph Kolker. Sarah Renee Saletti, honor student. Dominic Elijah Conliff. Nicholas David Conklin. Taylor Annette Cook, scholar and honor student. Abigail Celeste Corley. Kylan Montgomery Corley, Tri Alpha student. Nicholas Matthew Cornicelli, honor student. Christian Edward Courtney. Tiffany Amber Curry. Dara Devon Daniel, Tri Alpha and Scholar student. Demetrius Samuel Davis. Rafael Antonio Davis. Samari Raekwon Dean. Braden Andrew Deemer. Jackson Christopher Deemer, Tri Alpha and Scholar student. Lindy Marie DeFrancis, Tri Alpha and Scholar student. Michael Joseph Dalbono III. Dana Marley Dalamuti. Isabella Starr D'Amalio, Tri Alpha and Scholar student. Randall John DiVincenzi. Daniela DeSalvo, Tri Alpha student. Marisa DeSalvo, honor student. Joseph Richard Drame, honor student. Samuel Austin Durig. John Patrick Elliott III, honor student. Justin Patrick Ensminger. Allison S. Arrow. Alexis Katina Euchre, Tri Alpha and Scholar student. Robert Marcus Faller. Bethany Lynn Forte, honor student. Brandon Nico Franzalio. Dakota Torwin Gilmore. Mason Griffin Glynn, Tri-Alpha student. Jordan Lee Goldberg. Alexis Dawn Gooding. Samuel Thomas Goodrich. Jason Thomas Graham. Faith Lugene Grant. Justin T. Gray, honor student. Demetrius Alexander Green, honor student. Brandon T. Gregory, honor student. Jessica Renee Gooseman, scholar student. Destiny C. Guthrie. Derek M. Hakes, honor student. Verlon L. Hammond, Jr. Anaya I. Hatton. Maria Joanna Hatsis, Tri-Alpha with perfect 4.0 grade point average and scholar student. Cody N. Herrig, honor student. Callie Michael Hogan. Madison Emily Holbrook. Kaylee Haller, honor student. Derek Andre Holness. Connor Isaac Hurst. Spiro Matthew Jameson. Mark W. Japuncha, Jr. Bryce DeAndre Jennings, Tri Alpha student. Cedriana Nicole Johnson. Caitlin Jean Johnson. Joseph M. Jones. All right, Chris. Christopher Michael Julian Jr. Nicole Elizabeth Capalco. Dylan Lee Keller. Cherish Nicole Kelsch. Megan Louise Ketterman, honor student. Richard Alonzo Kirkland. Noah James Kanoth. Elias P. Condolius, Tri Alpha and Scholar student. Zaina M. Karan, Tri Alpha student. John Dominic Lambert, Scholar and Honor student.
Elizabeth Margaret Lavelle, Tri Alpha student. Miranda Quinn Leland. Andrew John Leitner, honors student. Nicholas C. Lovash. George Anastasius Maramis, honor student. Karina Samari Mallory. Desiree Ann Marks. Caleb T. Martin. Jacob Daniel Mason. Nicophorus Joseph Masteritis, Tri Alpha student. Brandon Lamar Matlock, honor student. Mackenzie Taylor Mays, honor student. Benjamin Prescott McMahon. Eric McQuaid. Jacqueline L. Miller. Kevin Andrew Momus, Tri Alpha with perfect 4.0 grade point average and scholar student. Tyler Adam Moldovan. Michael Christopher Moriarty, honor student. Mercedes Leanne Morrow. Ahmad H. Musa. Victoria D. Muehlbauer, honor student. Zachary C. Mirko. Giuseppe Muzumechi. Kira M. Mimo, honor student. Jonah Michael Nagy. Madison N. Nalbaugh. Starla M. Wen, Tri Alpha student. Anthony Joseph Nolfi. Alexis L. Notar. Madeline Emily Nussel, honor student. Anyanyechi Jemima Rabara, Tri Alpha student. Gina Marie Nypaver, honor student. Olivia Patricia Orr, honor student. James A. Oswald, honor student. Nicholas M. Ortiz. Nicholas Joseph Paris, Tri Alpha student. Hayden A. Parker, Tri Alpha student. Samantha M. Parks, scholar and honor student. You got your look? You good? Are you good? Okay. Tyler A. Paul. Did he fall off the stage? Manuel W. Perez, honor student. Tony Perialis. Lauren Grace Petrilla. Kyle L. Prater. Austin C. Price. Judah Joel Ransom. Frank Theodore Rappage III, Tri Alpha and scholar student. Paulo J. Reeser. Kyle D. Rhine. Adam R. Rich, Tri Alpha and Scholar student. Chase H. Rigsby.
You're not running away today, are you?
Blake A.J. Riley. Christopher James Rubino, honor student. Devin T. Ruckman. Jade Elizabeth Ruckman, honor student. Charles D. Schneider. Kurt D. Schober. Michael J. Schwartz. Clayton J. Scott, Tri Alpha and Scholar student. Matthew Benjamin Seam, honor student. Caleb Ethan Shaw. Bradley S. Sindeldecker. Anna Skiffy, honor student. Eleni Skiffy, scholar student. Hayden Michael Slick, Tri Alpha student. Alexander Hugh Smith, scholar and honor student. Jennifer Page Sneed. Mark Thomas Snitzer, honor student. Brenna Lee Snyder. Kaylee Sierra Snyder. Holly Marie Sparklin. Cameron Jacob Sperling, Tri Alpha and Scholar student. Jaden N. Stamos. Alexis Summerlin Stanton, honor student. Quentin Scott Stearns, honor student. Mary Ellen Stewart, Tri Alpha and Scholar student. Christian Gabriel Stiffy, scholar and honor student. Ian William David Strawn. Jacob Stringham. Michael Joseph Sturdivant, Tri Alpha and Scholar student. Nicolette Alexandra Stichno. Connor Rudy Tamarkin, Tri Alpha student. Jacob Lewis Taylor, Tri Alpha student. Kelsey Anna Tenney. Dominic Stephen Thomas. Bethany Anne Marie Tomsich. Elizabeth Corinne Trumbull, honor student. Shiley Raylyn Turner, Tri Alpha student. Nicholas Charles Undertylo. Taylor Rose Ventura, Tri Alpha student. Gracie Marie Wargo. Jonah Alexander Wiseman, Tri Alpha and Scholar student. Jalen M. Westbrook. Raina Weston. Dylan David Wilkerson, honor student. Sarah Elena Wiscott, honor student. Emma Josephine Wolford. Maxwell W. Wolford. Leanda Elizabeth Wonders Bloomquist. Isa M. Yakub, honor student. Rebecca Nicole York, honor student. Michael Varen Xanatakis.
Once again, congratulations, class of 2018. At this time, I would like to call our Vice President of the senior class, Brian Ringgold, to the podium, along with Class President Gabby Hartzell.
Before we conclude, I would like to take this opportunity to thank everyone who has helped us to achieve this memorable milestone in our lives. I would now like to invite the class of 2018 to stand with Gabby and I as we move our tassels from right to left, thus signifying our graduation from Howland High School. You ready? You ready?
And now, our senior choir members, please come forward.
You could, yeah, 4 and 4.
say that's a wrap. The 98th commencement ceremony is concluded. What's that? Hey, when did she pass away? Last couple years ago? Oh, I didn't think it was that long ago. No, Regina Hart.
Oh, God, yeah. It's been a while.
When did she?
I think it's been at least a
Hey,
decade.
when I went into the time capsule that we had, they had staff members from 1949. She was in there. She was in there a long time.
I think she worked for 40 years.
she was reading it to Leah and Sarah today.
I believe it. You did a good job.
Yes, absolutely.